What's up, Lunker League? So let me just tell you right off the bat, my bass cave, it's in my garage, and it's winter, and it's cold. So if you hear my heater, I apologize. But let's get into it. Today was an interesting day. Overcast, very cold. We even took our time getting out there, and it was still cold. It was overcast. We didn't have daybreak until a little bit later on. So we're going to get into that. After that, I've got something good that I really think will help you out. So let's go. I don't know why I call them all Cincos, but you know what I mean, worm, ribbon-tailed worm. Yeah. Wow, that wasn't far. Check the other side here real quick. All right, so my boy just hooked up on one. About time.
I just let it sit. I just cast it out there, right where you always been casting, right there in the middle.
Yeah.
Let it sink, made a few jerks, and I just saw my line going.
Nice, man. Mine got straight jerked off. Like I would see my line jump. Uh-huh. Yeah, I'd see my line jump, but I would get nothing. I was just wondering if they would want to take anything moving, but apparently not. Cool. No skunk? Yeah. All right, we're gonna get this drop shot out here. I did not realize I could cast a 1/8 ounce so far with this rod. I like that very much. Yeah. There we go, folks. There we go. There we go, folks. No skunk. There we go. Nice one. We just saw him take the bait. Ooh. No skunk, folks. All right. Cool. What's up, Lunker League? So a grind of a day. My guy finished out with 3. I managed to eke out 1, and I mean eke out. He caught his early on, believe using a weightless Cinco. No, that was me with the weightless Cinco. He had on a weightless fluke that he was slowly popping through there that they took a hold of. I started out with the weightless Cinco and went out there, got about 3 or 4 bites, significant bites. Got one on, I hooked, my leader came off. So learned a lesson in fluorocarbon. Pay the money for some quality fluorocarbon. It makes a ton of difference. A ton of difference. I've lost a lot of fish on some bad line. So now I go no less than Cigar Red Label. Anything else less than that pretty much snaps on me. I know I'm new to doing knots, but overall, when it comes to just even getting them to be a good leader with the knot, before I fish, I've had a lot of issues with a couple of other brands. So no less than Cigar Red Label, and looking at getting some of that P-Line Tactical or the Cigar Tatsu. So more on that later. What I wanted to get into was how to get the most from the YouTube videos that you're watching, or fishing in general, whether you watch MLF, the FLW, the Bassmaster Classics, whether you watch high school, college. To get the most out of these videos and these events, what you should be keying in on first is the conditions. Because many times I watch a lot of YouTube videos on fishing, but guys are in the south, guys are up northeast, guys are in Texas, guys are in Florida, Alabama, Georgia, and their conditions are different. So when you're watching them, you definitely have to watch with a grain of salt. They're still throwing some moving baits at a rapid rate. Many fish now, they just had a Bassmaster this past weekend, and they're in Florida talking about the males are already searching and looking for beds. It's the middle of January. So where I am, Central California, that's not happening. That's not happening for a while. It's plenty cold here. It was in the 30s, late 30s this morning, and then slowly probably creeped into those late 40s to mid 40s for the end of the day. So completely different conditions. You want to be matching temperature. You want to be matching sun, wind, just from what you can see and gather out there. You want to be matching current, relative structure, and cover, if they talk about that, and let you know what's going on and where they're throwing their baits, as well as the watercolor, then moving on to the type of bait that they're throwing. In addition to that, how they're throwing that bait. Fast, slow, high speed reel, low speed reel, the gear that they're using, obviously, but how they're actually working that bait, the type of line. They tell you all that so you can understand how that line how that rod and reel is affecting that bait. So if you get out there with a different setup, realize you're going to have to do something different. If you're in another region, realize you're going to have to do something different, something that matches your current conditions and how your fish are set up. Because many times, and I've heard this more than once, I've heard of people watching my videos and then they go out, try throwing the same thing, and they're saying, hey, I'm not getting anything. Well, you have to make sure those conditions are the same. In order to get these videos out at a consistent pace, I'm not super far ahead, but sometimes I could be up to a week ahead with my videos. Sometimes I put them out the next day. Sometimes it's about 3 days in the middle of that. But even with that, from day to day, from hour to hour, conditions change. And you have to be aware of that and see what's going on the best you can in those videos to see if what that person's doing is going to work for you at the time you're at the water. It's working for them at the time they're at the water because they've read those conditions, they know what's going on. So you've got to match the condition. So watching my videos, watching a wide variety of videos so that you have a lot of scenarios at hand to choose from to make your fishing the best possible. If you have any questions or comments on anything that I'm using, how I use it, why I use it, please comment down below. You can tell me what you like to use in those similar situations, but that's why I try to give you the most information possible. I try to let you know if it's windy, how windy, the miles per hour. I think on this day it was relatively flat. We edged up to from 2 to about an occasional 5, but maybe about 2 to 4. Most of the time I saw flat. When it opened up for me to catch fish, which was hours later, it was flat, the sun came out, and I was able to be successful relatively quickly upon returning. But that was later on in the day. That was more in the 3 o'clock range. We went out there in the morning, so in the morning I got a lot of bites on the Cinco. Like I said, I had a problem with the fluorocarbon leader I was using and got none on that, but was happy to get bites, was happy to understand that I was putting something in front of their face that they were willing to look at and react to. So if you've been here this long, I definitely appreciate you. Got some cool stuff coming up this week, so I definitely want you to stay tuned. Everybody get out there, fish, make it happen. Thanks my Lunker League, and stay tuned for the next one.